Kentucky basketball coming off a huge win against Vanderbilt at home tells us not much. Kentucky's supposed to beat Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt is a school that literally their athletes, when they face Kentucky athletes, look like they're afraid of us and they don't want to come to Rupp Arena. Even when Kentucky plays at Vanderbilt, we always win that game. So, yes, this was a good win. It's nice to be over 500 in the SEC again, but this is not a summary of our season. Kentucky, we did not beat a good basketball team. But for the first time in a long time, Kentucky did beat a bad basketball team. So it was good to see that without Lamont Butler, without Jackson Robinson, that our guys could still step up. And Kerr Kriisa is still hurt. Like it looks like Kerr's gonna be hurt all year. But it looked like our younger guys were able to step up. We had a good game from Travis Perry. And Amari Williams is becoming the athlete that he was the last 3 years of his college experience. Amari Williams was dominant for us. And if Amari Williams is able to do that, that gives Kentucky a really good shot. There's no team in the country that has a player who can match up one on one with Amari Williams. The only thing is that Amari Williams, a lot of the times, kills himself because he's not a great free throw shooter. And honestly, he's not a great finisher. But we've been getting great defense out of Amari, great passing, and recently great scoring as well. This is a good win for the Kentucky Wildcats. Kentucky fan base, you should be proud of this, but what we're looking for with this win over Vanderbilt is momentum. Kentucky's now moving into the last 5 games of their schedule and arguably some of the hardest games on their entire schedule. They got to play Auburn. Kentucky has 4 games left in their season. They have to play Auburn, Mizzou, LSU, and Oklahoma. All really good schools. We are going to take a couple more losses, but it's just about momentum. How long can Kentucky stay afloat while we're waiting for our guys to come back? And are our guys going to come back? Will we get Jackson Robinson back this year? Is Lamont Butler going to be able to play in March Madness? And Kirk Kriisa, is he going to sit this year? Or are we waiting for Kirk Kriisa next year? So for Kentucky, there's a lot of things that we don't know yet, but what we're looking for is momentum. This is not our most talented team. This is not our best team. But this could be the Kentucky team that makes the longest run in March that we've seen in a long time. In LeBron James' time with the Lakers, he is 1 for 29 in game tying or go ahead field goal attempts. That is remarkably unclutch. You can't even teach that. LeBron has been declining for the last 5 years, and he's stat padding in different areas of his game. Lakers fans will look you dead in the eye and tell you LeBron James is still at the peak of his career. That is not true. If the best player on your team is 1 for 29 and game tying or go ahead field goal attempts, aka when you need him most, one, he's not your best player, and two, he's not in his prime. And so, Lakers fans, let's look at the statistics. The entire time that LeBron James has been in LA, he's 1 for 29 in go ahead field goal attempts. How is that the GOAT? That's not dominant. When you need him the most, he's not showing up at all. Except for one time, he might have tied the game up one time. Every time LeBron James, from Ray Allen in Miami all the way up until now, if the game's on the line, LeBron James is going to take 3 hard dribbles and he's going to pass off to a guy who has no reason to be shooting the shot. LeBron James would rather let Austin Reeves, 50-year-old Ray Allen, and whoever else is on his team take the game-winning shot than for LeBron to take it himself, because LeBron knows he's not making that shot. He doesn't have the clutch gene. That's what separates LeBron from an MJ, from a Kobe, from a Steph Curry. It's DNA. Alabama basketball takes 2 straight losses in a row. One is to Auburn, who's just the best team in the country. But then they lost to Mizzou, who's number 15. It's not a good loss. I get that Mizzou was at home, but Alabama lost by 10 points on the road. That's not what national championship teams do. And at this point in Alabama basketball, their standard is a national championship. Alabama has the NIL funding. Alabama has a great coach in Nate Oates. Alabama even has a recent history of winning success. Alabama even has a recent history of winning success. So what they're looking for now is a national championship. Mark Sears is arguably the best player in the country, and they're still not getting it done. So what has to give for Alabama? Are they about to fold going into March and completely fall apart as a program? Or is this where we're going to see the strongest get back and how good of a coach Nate Oates actually is? Only the next 4 games of the season will let us know.